Ever wondered if your dog's gender really makes a difference? The truth might surprise you. We've all heard that male dogs are more independent and female dogs are more nurturing, but is that really the case? Believe it or not, there are some shocking differences between male and female dogs that could totally change how you think about your furry friend. From behavioral quirks to health effects, gender plays a much bigger role than you'd imagine. And some of these differences could make or break the bond you have with your dog. Stay tuned, because you won't believe what we've uncovered about male versus female dogs. But hold on, this isn't just about behavior. We're about to reveal the real shocking truths you've missed. Let's dive in. Did you know that male dogs are more likely to bond with women than with men? Sounds surprising, right? A study back in 1986 showed that male dogs were very reluctant to approach unfamiliar men. Researchers believe this is because men, who are often taller, have deeper voices, and may even have facial hair, appear intimidating to dogs. In fact, when you think about it, dogs can be naturally wary of anything that's big and loud. And that's exactly how they might see men. Women, on the other hand, generally have a more approachable vibe, especially in the eyes of a dog. This is a fundamental difference in how male dogs perceive gender. But wait, there's more. This preference doesn't just end with human interaction. Male dogs seem to have a strong bond with the opposite sex of their own species too, but that's just the beginning. Here's an interesting point. Dogs of opposite sexes tend to get along better than same-sex dogs. That's right. In a multi-dog household, balancing male and female dogs might be the key to harmony. Studies and anecdotal evidence show that opposite-sex pairs have fewer dominance issues. It's all about natural instincts. Male dogs are often more dominant and territorial, while females can be more nurturing. This combination leads to smoother interactions. Ever thought about adding a second dog to your family? Consider the gender balance, and you might just see a difference in how they get along. But enough about the pack dynamics. Let's shift gears and talk about the wanderlust of male dogs. Male dogs are adventurers at heart. If your male dog loves to roam, there's a good reason. Their powerful sex drive makes them more likely to wander in search of mates. But it's not just about finding a partner. Male dogs are instinctively drawn to exploring new territories. This roaming behavior can cause serious problems, especially for unneutered males. They're more likely to get into fights with other dogs, and even risk getting lost or hit by cars. If you've ever found yourself chasing after your male dog, you're not alone. This instinct is strong. Oh, and did we mention that male dogs mark their territory more often? You'll typically see them urinate in various spots, marking their domain. Unneutered males are especially prone to this behavior, and you know what? It's all part of the territory. But that's not all your pup can do. Here's a sobering fact. Male dogs tend to have shorter lives than female dogs. But don't panic just yet. Neutering can actually help increase your male dog's lifespan. Studies show that neutering not only prevents health issues like testicular cancer, but also reduces dangerous behaviors like roaming. Intact male dogs face more risks, including getting into fights, wandering off into traffic, or contracting diseases. They also tend to lead more stressful lives, and stress is known to shorten lifespan. So, if you're looking to ensure your male dog sticks around longer, neutering might just be the key. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive into another surprising fact about male dogs. Aggression. Male dogs are 6 times more likely to bite than females. Yeah, you heard that right. 6 times more likely. And it's not because they're bad dogs. It's often because male dogs feel the need to assert dominance, especially if they're unneutered. This aggression isn't always about being mean. Male dogs may bite when they feel threatened, anxious, or are trying to defend their territory. And while neutering helps reduce aggressive tendencies, the environment and upbringing play major roles too. It's important to remember that aggression is often triggered by a feeling of vulnerability, and sometimes it's the dog's way of saying, "I'm scared." But speaking of behavior triggers, let's talk about what happens when female dogs go into heat. Think male dogs are the only ones driven by hormones? Think again. Female dogs experience heat cycles twice a year, and trust me, it's a wild ride for them. When a female dog is in heat, she experiences stress and anxiety. And let's not forget the bloody discharge that makes things a bit uncomfortable. During this time, she'll be more flirtatious, attracting male dogs like a magnet. What's even more surprising is that during this period, female dogs are more likely to escape the house, driven by an instinct to mate. Spaying helps eliminate this anxiety and discomfort, and it can save you a lot of trouble in the process. But enough about hormones. Let's talk about something that might surprise you: male dogs as fathers. Here's a surprising twist. Male dogs are not great fathers. Unlike wolves, who are very nurturing, male dogs typically show no interest in raising their pups. They don't get involved in caring for their puppies and often display disinterest. That's right. While a female dog will guard, nurse, and protect her pups, the father dog is usually nowhere to be seen. Why is that? It's all about survival instincts. Males aren't wired to be caregivers. They're wired to mate and move on. But wolves? They're the exact opposite, with male wolves playing a huge role in raising their young. Male dogs might not be the best fathers, but they sure can be tough. So let's talk about something every dog has in common: using paws. Believe it or not, female dogs are more likely to be right-pawed than male dogs. It's true. Studies show that most dogs have a dominant paw, just like humans have a dominant hand. And guess what? Females tend to favor their right paw more often than males. This isn't just a fun fact. It's actually a clue into your dog's brain function. Paw preference is linked to brain activity, so if you've noticed your dog always reaching with the same paw, they're showing you their dominant side. But don't worry, male dogs have a dominant paw too, though it tends to be less predictable. Now let's talk about something you probably didn't expect: humping. Humping isn't just about mating. It's actually about dominance, stress, or excitement. Believe it or not, both male and female dogs hump. It's a natural canine behavior that often catches us by surprise. Male dogs, especially those who are unneutered, tend to hump more frequently, but females aren't exempt from this behavior either. Sometimes, humping is a way for dogs to release excess energy, or even assert social status. While it might seem awkward, humping is a normal, natural behavior that usually means your dog needs attention or exercise. But speaking of size, did you know the biggest dog ever was male? That's right, the biggest dog ever was male, and he made history. Zeus, the Great Dane, holds the record for being the world's tallest dog, standing at a whopping 3 feet tall. Talk about a giant. Male dogs are generally larger than females, and this size difference is due to the influence of testosterone. They have bigger chests, bigger heads, and more muscle mass. Fun fact, Zeus isn't just tall. He was also incredibly sweet, and he made the Guinness World Records in 2012. But despite being giants, male dogs face challenges in adoption. Male dogs are often harder to adopt than females. Studies show that male dogs spend more time in shelters, averaging 6.6 months compared to 5.5 months for females. Why? Well, male dogs often wander away in search of a mate, only to end up lost and in the shelter system. It's not necessarily that adopters prefer female dogs, but male dogs tend to get into trouble more, and their behavior can lead to longer stays. Despite this, male dogs are just as loving, loyal, and playful as their female counterparts. So if you're thinking about adopting, consider giving a male dog a chance, but here's the twist. The oldest dog ever recorded was female. Did you know that a single litter of puppies can have multiple fathers? It's called superfecundation, and it's just one of the amazing things about dog genetics. What's the most surprising thing you've learned today? Drop a comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. And if you're hungry for more shocking facts about male and female dogs, check out our next video: Male Dogs versus Female Dogs, 10 Surprising Differences You Didn't Know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting dog facts.